The orphanage handed me a plate, spoon and towel, saying, "That's it, brother, good luck out there."
But in society there's this opinion, oh, since you're from an orphanage, that means you're a lost cause.
There were bullies who could cover you with a blanket at night and beat you with their hands and feet. My father died when I was 4 years old. My mother was deprived of her parental rights. I met her once, but it was pointless. I actually tried to establish contact with her. Yeah, that person drank and still drinks. I mean, well...
I ended up there when I was, well, about 2 years old. So I was completely raised and brought up there. I have a sister and brother I stay in touch with. We grew up together, but in separate orphanages. It happened that my father moved to Belarus after serving in the army. My father is Uzbek by nationality, my mother is Belarusian. She was a doctor, that's it. Well, and then somehow after we were born, our father somehow disappeared. The Zavodskoy district court revoked my mother's parental rights due to her health condition. She was diagnosed with second-degree paranoid schizophrenia. She is a group 2 disabled person. My mother was sent to a care home for adults. Well, that's what it's called. I don't remember exactly how.
I was 6 years old. I grew up in a family at first. There was no father. I grew up with my mom and my aunt. The house on Angarskaya, there was a 3-room apartment and I lived there until I was 6 years old. My mom, well, she didn't spend enough time with me. There were times when I wasn't fed and the neighbor, Grandma Anya, would feed me. And when the guardians came to see how I was living, they looked and decided that the conditions were not suitable for a child. There was drinking every day, fights, scandals, and they took me away.
At that time, I was 9 years old. It was 1995. I have 5 sisters in my family. We lived in a village in the Leida district. It turned out that the family was dysfunctional. My mom and dad drank alcohol and they were deprived of their parental rights.
I had good grades, studied well, had long hair, and was seen as the perfect child. As a result, at first all the kids there hated me. Well, because I studied well, because I looked normal and I didn't use bad language. I mean, even the tough kids would cause trouble. They could just cover you with a blanket at night and beat you with their hands and feet. One time, a girl slapped me in the face over an apple because I didn't share it with her.
I only have good memories left. The atmosphere we had was quite good. We traveled to many places. Every summer we spent time at camps. So children were often sent to Italy, Sweden, Germany, and taken in by families.
I lived in an orphanage. Yes, of course, our food wasn't the best, and sometimes we didn't even get enough to eat. As for clothes, I won't even mention it. Basically, you wore whatever they gave you. Sometimes you even wear hand-me-downs from someone else. You live in a group of 20 people. You have a Belarusian last name and passport, but your skin color, hair, and name are different, and they call you their... like this, like that, and other ways. People don't need a reminder, they know what those words mean. People stole everything, including the money I saved. The government gave us these, they're called children's money. We were given 17,000 old rubles a month. Well, basically it was just so we wouldn't forget what money looks like. 1 ruble 70 kopecks, once a month. We signed for it, we put our signatures.
On one hand, I wanted to leave. Sometimes the atmosphere there was really such that I didn't want to stay. I was just happy that I finished.
I wanted to leave as quickly as possible. I was scared. What would await me in the real world?
The status that you're from an orphanage, that you're an orphan, that you don't have parents, that people will point fingers at you. Because in society there's this opinion, since you're from an orphanage, that means you're a lost cause. And you're always afraid that you'll be compared to everyone else. No one believes in you, that you can become someone. To accomplish everything alone, without help.
I didn't have a graduation at the orphanage. I mean, when I was leaving the orphanage, I just packed my things the same day I found out I got into college. I packed my things and left there late in the evening.
We had a diploma ceremony, and after the ceremony, our class just went and had our own graduation celebration. Well, in the evening, we went to the lake, sat there, and walked around all night. I already had a graduation after college, and then again after university.
There was a graduation, just a regular day. They found some people, like every year they tried to find someone, but with each year it got poorer, poorer, poorer. I basically treated this graduation like a regular concert. It meant nothing to me. No one cared about the costumes. They just told us to bring costumes and flowers. A Turkmenistan student helped me. He studied here and is well known in Belarus. His name is Berdi Murad Begmenov. Basically, we met when I was 15 years old. For graduation, my store gave me a great fitted tuxedo and bow tie. At graduation, I wore one of the best suits.
When you were given some money, like a scholarship, I honestly don't remember how much. Maybe 150 rubles, I don't remember. It's really hard to get by. I remember spending all the money, I don't even know how, in just 2 weeks. In college and even after college, I was into drinking and smoking too. Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard to quit that. When something happens to you, something difficult, some kind of depression, it's just hard to fight when you think that's it. Now I'll go buy a bottle of beer and that's it, I'll get drunk.
Of course, at first it was very hard because you sit in the dormitory and almost all the kids go home to their parents on weekends, but basically you have nowhere to go. And you sit alone in those 4 walls in the dormitory and wonder, what should you do?
I didn't go to the first day of September when I was admitted to my first year, simply because I didn't even have a shirt. The orphanage gave me a plate and 1 spoon with a towel, and they said, Daga, that's it brother, go out into the world, good luck to you. The startup money. I remember when I graduated in 2016, I received 1,800,180 rubles. Imagine, you come to a place that's completely unfamiliar to you, you have no money, you have no belongings, you have no food. You arrive at this place and they tell you that the first scholarships will be at the end of the month. Startup funds, $1.8 million for 1 month. Basically, you have nothing at all. Someone came from Italy. If he comes from Italy, he won't bring a kettle or iron, but nobody cares. I personally went to the social center. They told me they received their relocation allowance, that's it. So basically you get the stipend, go work. But how can you work when you study during the day and have 4 classes every day?
Yes, after 9th grade I went to the Minsk State Mechanical and Technical College, food industry, 3 professions, semi-finished product maker, trimmer and mince mixer.
They convinced me that I shouldn't apply to civil engineering because I wouldn't pass the exams. So supposedly I needed to apply somewhere without entrance exams where I would definitely get in. But I still decided to go where my heart wanted. I got into college, I moved into the dormitory, and I made a lot of friends with whom I spent time. I mean, it was a good group, not party goers, not drinkers.
I got into the Molodechno Polytechnic College. I was simply offered to enroll in this college, so I went. Back then the major was food plant raw material processing technician-technologist. It was related to grain and processing.
As of today, I finished my college, the College of Construction. Honestly, I'm not exactly proud that I graduated from this college. I'm not going to stop there. There are a number of questions and nuances about my further admission. I want to go to university, yes, that's in my plans, yes. All my relatives, including my sister and brother who grew up in this orphanage, have higher education. My sister even has 2 university degrees.
When I got to the dorm, I honestly didn't know how to do anything. We weren't taught how to cook. In the orphanage there was a cooking club, but there we made some kind of wow dishes, and as for basic cooking like boiling pasta or something else, I mean, we weren't given the opportunity to spend time in the kitchen and actually cook. I didn't know how to do anything, not even how to wash clothes, because we had a laundry service there. We just pile up our dirty clothes and send them out to be washed. A girl lived in the room with me and I copied her, so it wasn't hard.
When I arrived at the dorm, the things I brought with me were just the essentials, and I was given some things as well. In the orphanage you have a spoon, mug and plate, but you still need to consider what you'll need initially. You might show up with only a towel, underwear and a t-shirt and end up with nothing. That's just how it is. Well, of course I didn't know how to cook, that's for sure. Although when we were in the orphanage, volunteers would come to us and we had this little cooking club. They taught us some basic minimal skills we might need. When an adult explains things to you and you do it together, it seems easy. But when you arrive on your own, you realize you're even afraid to cook something as simple as pasta because you don't know how.
In my first jobs, I worked a lot of overtime, sometimes staying at work for 2 days straight. You could say I experienced it all. I just got tired there and said, I'm tired, I want to leave. I did that kind of foolishly because I really ended up losing both my job and my dorm. So I went to the social center and asked for help. What should I do? I said, I don't have registration, my registration expired, I'm unemployed, and they helped me get a job at MAS and register in the dorm. And then to the dorm, and I've been living in this dorm for 6 months now.
At first it was very hard. I mean, besides college, I also worked as a merchandiser doing side jobs. They cheated me there with my salary, and they were supposed to pay me about 300 rubles, but they only paid me 90 rubles. After college, I went to work at the Academy of Arts. At that time, I thought I was lucky because I was the only one from my class who got a job in my field. My profession is construction technician, but later I regretted it. Becoming a painter or plasterer would have been better. I would have earned more since my Academy of Arts salary was only about 250 rubles before taxes. It turns out that as an orphan, I actually wasn't supposed to have to work off my assignment at all, but no one told me about that. I used to be a seamstress, now I'm doing photography. I try to absolutely try myself in everything.
When it comes to housing, it's an absolutely sad story. You have to fight for it, and I'm still fighting, traveling around with my sister. My sister and brother have already received their apartments. According to the law, I should receive an apartment before I finish my studies. For some reason, I got stuck. It's just me who ended up like this. I've been on the waiting list since 2004, and to this day, I'm still on that list. God, on June 28th, they told me to move out because I finished my college, and that's it. I went to live with my brother.
No, I wasn't supposed to get one, but I had apartments there. Well, there was a large amount involved that my relatives, like my mom and aunt, owed to the government. It was a lot of money, of course, and nobody paid it. And with my twin sister, Christina, she helped me get on the official waiting list and get a dorm room.
I got the apartment, though it was almost through the courts. It was already my relative who handled it. There was some situation while he said he went to court, barely managed to get me that apartment.
Every child. It's different for everyone, and everyone experiences it. That's true for me. I always thought they wanted to live off everything being ready for them and didn't want to work. But over the years, all of that changed. And I wanted to work somehow to earn money. Now, well, I know it won't be like that, but you have to work with your own efforts, put in the work.
After I got out for about 6 months, I felt like I was just lying in bed thinking. The food rations were awful, but now I'd gladly eat them. But after 6 months, I realized that the freedom I gained after being released is irreplaceable.
Actually, I don't think anyone owes me. I always try to handle things myself. I even made a crib for my child myself, out of timber and plywood. I mean, sometimes I don't even have the courage to ask someone to help me with something. When my child was born, the first month was hell for me. You could even say that, because I didn't have my mom or grandma nearby to tell me what to do right or wrong. I mean, well, I wasn't lucky with my husband at all. There's a mom app that I use where you can always ask for advice on any topic, and they'll always support you and help you there.
Sometimes I chat there, I don't know, with friends. Like now I talk to friends, I go out with them, we hang out. But now I ask God for help more. Every day I really see how God is truly changing my life.
You're alone, no one will send money, you can't call anyone, you just have to work hard again and again.
As they say, the government won't hold your hand through life all the time, so you still have to do it yourself. That's why, of course, they need to think about how to manage their budget properly. First of all, when they enroll, not to spend money left and right, but to allocate it wisely and buy only what is necessary, because it might be hard later. Usually there's no one to ask for help.
The most important thing after leaving the orphanage is to find a good circle of people around you. I mean, I understand that there's freedom there. You finally feel it, it's awesome, everything's great, but the key is stopping in time. To somehow understand that your life depends only on you, that there won't be people anymore who will do your laundry, who will cook for you, meaning that now you'll have to take responsibility for your own life.
A child must decide what they want in life after leaving the orphanage. These kids have fears inside. They feel like nobody needs them, like they're not needed by anyone in this world at all. You need to have motivation. You grew up in an orphanage without parents and don't want your kids to face that, but many share the same story, right? Basically, it's a cycle, a vicious circle. So what's the advice? My advice was to work because I had moments when I thought like, why do I need this? Why am I even bothering? If that's how it has to be, then that's how it has to be. If you get $100 for the month, accept it. Work hard, everyone.